to the world that's full of clowns. My originality's focused on principalities broken. I'm loaning my heart and soul to the game that's scared to pay it back. And failure is a motherfucker. The strength to go on and believing in another sucker who don't see the vision in you. So you gotta work harder times two. Gotta make it do what it do. With the limited sources you have, your dream is still a fine motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Yeah. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long. Get burdens I've outweighed. When you see me in my zone.
All right. It must be Wednesday. As you can see, DJ Micah B is actually in the studio tonight, on and popping. So we have got majority of the Infinity Gauntlet ready to rock and roll. We are coming to you live with the show that I damn near had no idea what the hell to call this motherfucker via title. I was just gonna say some show because it's just a lot. All right, the amount of shit that we're about to get into tonight is gonna be outlandish, like we like to call ourselves, a bunch of outlandish gentlemen. But before we get to that situation itself right there, so I will start with those wonderful introductions. Of course, I am the one they call Mr. GQ, and for some quiet reason, I am not quite sure yet.
I am your boy DJ Micah B, and I would like to tell y'all the facts are coming.
Okay, that's ominous. What's up, y'all? It's Law. Remember who you are, Mufasa.
It's your boy, Mr. Jen, coming at you again. We are one. R.I.P. Frankie Beverly.
Yes, sir.
So, with that being the perfect sentimental segue, we must start this show with a group of legends that we have lost over the last, hell, what do we call it, 96 hours, basically. Like,
yeah,
it feels like every day that we lost somebody iconic to us. But it starts with, of course, with James Earl Jones, one of the most iconic voices in Hollywood, for that matter. Played two of the most iconic fictional characters of all time in Mufasa and Darth Vader. Of course, he played the King of Zamunda from Coming to America, and
Conan
tons
the
of other roles.
Barbarian.
Us kids remember him for very specific things, of that nature. We also lost Frankie Beverly today, I believe.
Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah, so we lost Rich Homie Quan. That one was out of nowhere. We also lost the voice of who was it? It was a character from Naruto. It was a character's mom. She voiced over voiced over one of the character's moms. So she had passed away as well. And we also lost the writer of Captain America, like one of the artists for Captain America and X-Men as well. One of the main comic book artists. He actually passed away today or yesterday. Couldn't remember off the top of my head. But
we've lost a Houston icon the week before.
Beacon.
We lost one of the trap kings, the club banger king, beat king.
If you ain't had a girl roll you up during a Beat King song, you ain't lived.
Not at all.
I'm trying to tell you, I really wanted to make my headline. Her partner, she looked good, but you look better.
Hey.
But
yeah,
trying to keep it funky, fresh, and semi-professional tonight. So, but yeah, so we did that, and then while we kind of continue on this train, this is the first for us here at Gentleman's Talk, but we actually have a show happening on 9/11 of all days. We're talking about 23 years ago now that 9/11 was a thing, and for it still hits the same, because when it initially happened, we were all kids. So there was a level of confusion. One, we had no idea what was actually happening. Like we didn't know. And so now that it's been 23 years and life has changed so much, the more, time has passed and the older we've gotten, the more life that we've experienced, it's like the more and more that we think about it, it's like it hits differently. Obviously, for me, the way it hits based on, my future career choices and everything else after the fact. So it's like even more of a a big hit, but it's like I still remember back to being at Baytown Junior Middle School in theater arts class. We were in the middle of reading a screenplay. This is back when we had all them big ass square TVs, and all the TVs just turned on at the same time, and it was just like a tower with some smoke coming off of it. And we was like, "Hey, yo, what we watching? We thinking we watching some kind of a a trailer for a movie or something. Like we in sixth grade. We don't really know we don't know what's happening. TVs weren't that good. We didn't have 4K back then. We didn't know what any of that stuff was. But then some time passes, and all of a sudden, tower number 2, gets hit. We're like, yo, what's happening right now? Give me just a second. Miss China, how are you? And we wanted to also, me mostly, wanted to apologize for last week and all the madness in the chat. So, we're not going to forget about our first ladies like that. We wouldn't do you like that. But we're going to make sure that you understand we care. We still got love for you. We would never want you to feel any other type of way. But what about you, DJ Michael B? What was your fond 9/11 memory?
I can tell you exactly what class I was in, what grade I was in, and the teacher. I was in science class, 6th grade. Miss Carter. Somebody called Miss Carter's phone.
Hey, Mr. Carter.
Wow.
Tell me where you been.
That might be the perfect segue into the next. Anyway,
Yeah, right.
But so I was in Miss Carter's class in 6th grade. Miss Carter called us and she got off the phone and was like, "Hey, one of my friends just called me and said a plane just crashed into the Twin Towers," and everybody was like, "What? What?" And me being who I am, I was like, "I don't even know what the hell the Twin Towers is." I had no idea what the Twin Towers was at that point in my life. Zero. Pretty soon I turned on the TV and I was like, "Oh, that's a little things in New York." Okay. And then the TV was on and another plane hit, and then we watched the eventual collapse.
Outlaw.
Thousands of people dead.
Let's
Crazy.
see, I was 10 years old. I was in 5th grade. I remember like that morning was weird because like everybody was talking about it, and like we from Houston. Like I didn't know where the Twin Towers were. I didn't know like nothing about it, but it was just the wildest thing ever. Like a lot of kids were starting to get picked up early by their parents, and guess who was the last one to go home that day? Me. My mom, she did not come get me early at all. She said she had to work.
Me either.
She wasn't coming to get me, like niggas was leaving at 10 o'clock in the morning. I ain't leave till like 2:30. That's regular dismissal time.
Facts.
But
I stayed at school all day.
Yeah, but I vividly remember like the next 2 or 3 days, everything on TV was about 9/11. And like it just kind of stuck with me, like really just thinking like I'm watching people like die repeatedly at the age of 10. And low key for the longest time, y'all, I actually had anxiety about flying. Like I didn't have my first flight until I was like 26 because I was just so afraid that I'm gonna hop on the plane and it's gonna be some damn terrorists. Like I thought it was always gonna be me for some reason. Like I know that's some weird shit to say.
Who's eating pets?
Nobody here is Venezuelan or Haitian.
We good.
Oh my God.
What about you, Mr. Jip?
Hey, yo, I'm younger than all y'all really, but I still remember that day. I was in Bowie Elementary.
He was 5 years old, y'all.
Something like that. Something like that. Hey, yo. But
one of this man's first core memories is 9/11.
Honestly,
that's true.
I'm trying to learn colors. Next thing you know, we had to move classrooms. We moved classrooms to a bigger classroom, and all the rest of the classes went in there. We thought it was party time. We thought we was lit. We was in there. Okay. We was in there.
Were you like even self-aware at 5 years old, Mr. Gent? Like,
hey man, look, I think that might have been that time where everything started becoming real. Like, why is everybody running around type stuff?
When everybody when it just clicks, like, hey, I'm a fucking person.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, because I remember they rolled it in the TV. The big back TVs, rolled it in and clicked it on, and all the teachers just sitting there watching. So I'm sitting there playing, trying to color the red apple, and I'm looking like, my mom worked at the same school, so I didn't know what really was going on until years to come. You're like, oh, that's what happened, because I was a child, I was a young lad. So I didn't know what was going on until all the documentaries and everything started coming out.
It's crazy because not long after you, like, kids started learning about 9/11 like as a historical event. You know, we actually
Yeah,
like
how strong
lived
it
through
was.
it.
Well, yeah, I
There's
mean,
like,
you know, you had that, then you had shortly after that, the Pentagon had got hit. Like, you know, you had like a
Yeah.
succession of things. And then, you know, then we had, of course, you know, the president at the time basically like, nah, fuck that. We finna go get him. And then I remember being like, I guess like the way time just kind of fast forwarded almost. We all remember when Bombs Over Baghdad happened, like not just the Outcast song, but like this was a thing on the news when they showed the Air Force doing their thing with the green screen and just
Yeah.
the bombs dropping. We like, yo, we watching this on whole TV, bro. Like this is wild. I was like, that was
I
just like it
feel
was just
like
a
that low
time
key
to be alive.
desensitized us. Oh, Miss China said something.
See, oh look, hey, that's messed up. She was on the way to PE to go to recess and have fun and shit. Damn. See, we all thought the same. We thought it was some kind of a trailer for like a Jerry Bruckheimer film or something like that. That's what it looked like, you know, at the time. Because you know, of course, the technology wasn't really all that back then. So
yeah. Until that one lady started screaming when another building got hit, that's when everybody, I was like, why is she screaming like this? You know?
Yeah, that was just like, it's exactly like what Outlaw said. It was like the fact that we started the whole trend of becoming desensitized to certain things after that. But the part that I wanted to highlight about it more than anything else was the unity factor. Like as a collective culture and country, that was the most unified we had ever been. And it's unfortunate that it took an event like that for us to be colorblind, for us to be gender blind. Like, why did it take something so significant and traumatic for us to do something we could have been doing all along? You know, my grandmother came to pick me up and all the planes are flying overhead.
I'm not gonna say I'm jealous, but like
so
everybody
she was
early.
So she lived near DC. Okay, so it was also
that's pretty close.
It was chaotic over there. You know, there's a lot happening. Well, DC, because you know, so we were talking about the Pentagon got hit shortly after that, and some other stuff. So yeah, so man, she was kind of into the thick of it a little bit down.
Into the thick of it.
Like, I was trying I wasn't gonna say that, but the dad in me was like really about to do it.
It's kind of crazy that 9/11 basically created, what was that, the Department of Homeland Security, NCSA?
Yeah.
Because there was no TSA before 9/11, not that I
recall. So they're like was, but they were kind of loose with it, and then they got
really
hella tight.
I remember being a kid,
put a motherfucking chastity belt on.
I remember being a little kid and walking my grandmother all the way to where she got to board the plane in Trinidad. To go to Trinidad.
You can't do that shit no more.
Hell no.
Yeah. Not at all,
bro. They be tripping over a goddamn water bottle in backpack. They be like, "Hold on now,
boy,
sir, what is this?"
Man, during I think it was during the pandemic, I left to go to North Dakota, and I was flying back from North Dakota to come back here, and I had a full can of Bang in my bag, not realizing that I couldn't fly with it. And it's early morning flight. Like we talking about, I'm at the airport. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, and they're like, "Sir, you know you can't fly with that." I'm like, "What you mean? I bought this at the store. This is like $3." I was like, "I'm not gonna throw this away." So I had to Stone Cold Steve Austin that thing one time, and I had to go ahead and chug that Bang. I was like, we're not throwing this $3 can of Bang energy away. Like we're not going down this road. So I was like, absolutely not. But I forget, like TSA was really not playing.
No, I'm say this about TSA, man. It's so inconsistent, bro. Cause like at Bush Airport, TSA, they be on that shit. But man, I've been to some airports, motherfucker looking at like the conveyor belt with the X-ray going through all the luggage. He ain't paying attention. He on his fucking phone looking at Facebook and shit.
I will say, hey, but hobby TSA don't be playing.
They don't be playing at all.
Hobby TSA don't be playing. Like Hobby got all them little stations, like pour your liquids out before you get. It's like 6 of them stations before you even get to like the X-ray. And then, like, because when we was on our way out to Orlando, boy, TSA got on our head because we had the products for the girls, like little black girls, curly hair, and we had the wrong size, and we had to throw some of that stuff away. And that kind of products ain't cheap,
not at all.
But that's the thing. I was just like, sometimes you can get away with it depending on where you at. Because I've had some times where I've gotten some cologne, and it was But next flight, I had to throw my damn cologne away. You never know.
So they inside of little mama's suitcase, we had put her bottle of milk in there. So they like took her milk out and put it on another little scanner thing and like scanned it. And then they end up letting her have it. But I was just like, man, I was like, first of all, thank y'all for not throwing that milk away, because in this economy, milk.
Right.
But I had never seen like the little, basically mini X-ray scanner machine for like bottles and shit. I was like, this is kind of crazy. But before we get off on a tangent of tangents, because 9/11 will put us on a wormhole. Mr. Gent has said something after I said something, and it leads us into like the perfect segue for topic number 2, which has caused levels of unnecessary controversy, but we're going to talk about it anyway. I'm excited about it personally. I don't give a shit. But it's Kendrick Lamar performing at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. And it's the amount of people that are pissed off about it. Because, they're like, you didn't get Boosie, or you didn't get Wayne, all this stuff. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. So,
I can't wait to go on this.
So, like, first of all, Wayne, let's just start with Wayne. Wayne ain't even a Saints fan. He's a Green Bay Packers fan. Let's just start with that. He's a Packers fan.
Right.
He literally made a song called Green and Yellow. Like, he made a whole song about it. Like, he is a Packers. He is an Aaron Rodgers guy. So, no. 2, ain't no way in hell Roger Goodell was going to be down with that lighter flicking, whatever was going to happen at the show. Like, it just wasn't. And we already know what would have happened if Boosie would have performed. There would have been a fight at halftime.
Would have been a fight.
Some ignorant shit.
He would have came out and he'd have played like set it off or something, and somebody would have literally set it off.
Here's my thing about Boosie. We know Boosie. We love Boosie. Maybe we should love him, but we love him. But he does not mainstream enough. I feel like he doesn't have the kind of songs that would appeal to a mainstream audience.
No.
Like, they ain't no Boosie song that all white women will be comfortable listening to at Super Bowl.
Not at all. Not at all.
And not to mention, like, even the same can be said about Wayne. Like, Wayne is mainstream, but
he can do his rock songs.
Nobody want to hear that shit.
But no one want to hear that shit. No one want to hear that shit.
Don't even.
I'm gonna let y'all finish, because when I go, oh my god, I've been waiting for this shit all day.
See,
I feel like there's about
real nasty.
See, no.
Yeah, one line on that. She put a thumb in.
Talking about the rock songs, prom queen. Nobody want to hear that bullshit.
That man will get booed off the stage. And let's just
there's like 5 Wayne songs that'd be a good set list for the Super Bowl. I'm gonna say Millie, Fireman. That's 2.
I would say 3. I would even say 3P would be a good one.
Go DJ.
Especially if the Chiefs are somehow in the Super Bowl, 3P will be kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So that would be dope.
That's 4. But what do you cap it off with?
I think you cap it off with a Millie. You just gotta figure out.
Yeah.
He could do 6'7".
He really sucker for Bane too.
Yeah.
No, that's
he really had to.
I guess if you want to bring Eminem, he could do Drop the World.
He could do Drop the World.
A low key, hell, you're fucking right would be nice, but I don't know about.
I don't want to see Drake.
Yeah.
But that's what's the deal, Moo?
What's going on?
What up, Moo? Oh, he could do Mrs. Officer. I think people will go crazy for Mrs. Officer.
Yeah, no. So we no, you're right. Wayne does have a lot that he could perform. We're trying to think of what would be the
set list.
Yeah, like what would be an ideal set list that like wouldn't get too raunchy, wouldn't get too ratchet.
Okay, so I think we've got the songs then with Millie, 6'7", Fireman, Go DJ, and what was the last one y'all said?
Go DJ would be good.
What was the outlaw? I didn't hear you.
I think y'all said Mrs. Officer.
Yeah, I said Mrs. Officer, but somebody 3P would be good.
A Millie, Fireman, Go DC. I thought about Lollipop.
How to Love might hit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nah, he ain't doing She Will. Absolutely. You cannot do She Will. No.
You can't censor back that ass up. That song is not meant to be censored. That song is meant to be blasted, outlandish.
Wait. What if you do back that? First of all, if Juvie is there, you can't understand Juvie anyway. Most people up north ain't gonna understand Juvie any damn way.
And you know for a fact the individuals who would critique that show, because let's just think about this. Let's just think about this.
There's a
We've been
certain
watching the Super
demographic.
Bowl collectively for a long time. The four of us on this panel.
I'm
How
about to kill
often?
this shit.
How often, when they play in a certain city, has the hometown artist
Stop
actually performed?
right there, because that's where I'm going with this. Because I'm about to murder this shit. Oh my god.
Light
Are
him
we
up.
done, or are we
Start.
gonna let Mr. Michael cook?
Oh no,
Let
let
him
him
cook.
cook.
Let him
And we're
cook.
gonna let him
He's
cook,
sizzling.
Oh,
He's
serve the
sizzling.
meal, and then we will
Hey.
transition.
He's up.
Let me
He's
show
up to
y'all
temperature.
something. Let me show y'all something. Bingo, because I've been doing my research on this shit all day. Oh
This man
boy.
brought
Yeah,
receipts.
yeah, time.
Let's go. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I had time today.
Yeah,
Let's go
time
ahead and
today,
kill
bro.
this
Today you had
narrative.
time, cuz.
I'm trying to tell you. Let's go ahead and kill this narrative. Number one, we're gonna start with what the Rolling Stones considers the top 10 Super Bowl performances of all time, leading up to 2022. All right,
If Prince ain't number one, I'm gonna be fucking livid.
Prince is number one.
Hey,
Okay,
Prince is
gotta be.
I'm okay then.
You gotta
All
be.
right.
I'm going to
Gotta
sneak in. I'm going to sneak in honorable mention and say Usher because this article came out before Usher performed. I'm going to sneak in this article and say Usher. Usher didn't perform in Atlanta. Like, let's get that shit
Nah.
out the way now. Because when it was in Atlanta and me and GQ was on this show together, I kept on saying over and over again, it's in Atlanta. This would be the perfect place. But Usher performed in Las Vegas, and rightfully so. He had his residency there at the time. So that is a good job. But let's break this down. Starting with number 10, Paul McCartney, 2005. That Super Bowl was in Jacksonville. Where's Paul McCartney from, people? England.
I don't know where that man from. I don't know where that man from.
He's
The
from
Beatles are
another
from
country.
England, my brother.
England. They're from England.
They speak the Queen's English over there, Mr. Gent.
As
Rolling
they call it, the
Stones.
proper English.
Rolling Stones in 06. Where's the Rolling Stones from? England.
England.
I don't
know that
agree.
part.
I
know
don't
that
agree
one.
where Michael Jackson is, but they got Michael Jackson rated low. Michael Jackson's performance is fucking phenomenal to me. He's
Of
definitely
course it
top
is.
5.
Ain't he
I
from
just wanna make
Gary,
sure.
Indiana?
Yeah,
Michael
he's from
Jackson's
Indiana, ain't he?
Gary, Indiana, and he performed when the Super Bowl was in Pasadena, California.
Well, first of all, the Super Bowl will never be in Indiana. Let's just put that right
you
there.
should put that-
It
yeah,
was though Indianapolis, but we gonna get there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
when the Colts.
So
No, not the Colts.
in
Not the Colts.
2007, in 2017, when it was in Houston, where was the uproar for Beyonce? Because in 2017, it was Lady Gaga, and she's from
Lady
Manhattan,
Gaga.
New York.
Hey,
Let's
first
keep
of all,
going.
Lady Gaga had a phenomenal performance dropping in
She did.
from the roof like that. That shit was amazing.
Yeah.
She did. I'm not knocking her show.
I'm not knocking her theatrics at all. That shit was
not at all.
beautiful.
2009, we had Bruce Springsteen. Bruce is from Tampa. I'm sorry, the Super Bowl's in Tampa, and Bruce is from Long Branch, New Jersey. 2012, Madonna in Indy, and Madonna is from Bay City, Michigan. 2013, a year when it was in New Orleans, and who performed? Beyonce. Where was your uproar when Lil Wayne was still in his prime performing for Lil Wayne to perform in New Orleans? That was your year right there. Nobody had an uproar. Beyonce is from Houston. I don't think I need to tell y'all that. Next up, Dre, Snoop, Mary J. M. 50. Of course, Dre is from Cali and Snoop is from Cali. Mary, New York. M, Detroit. 50, New York. We had no problems there when all these other Kendrick was in that performance too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Kendrick was there too.
Cali. So there it is right there.
But that's
What about
that's
when
their
Rihanna too? Rihanna performed when she performed pregnant at the Super Bowl.
Well,
Yeah.
And she from
Rihanna-
Barbados.
I'm just.
Oh, I know. I was just adding to the correlation of not being from the place
So,
of the Super Bowl.
And
I
here
mean,
we go
fuck,
again.
you got the Weekend. He from fucking Toronto. That nigga ain't even from here.
Now, I'm not going to say anything about the Super Bowl in 02 because it was in New Orleans. Lil Wayne wasn't really that hot yet. U2 performed in New Orleans. They're from Dublin, Ireland. And, of course, the number one Super Bowl show of all time, which we all agree on, Prince in 07. Miami Gardens, Florida, and Prince is from Minneapolis. Now, to further
It's funny how there's
cement
no
this,
correlation whatsoever.
not at all.
to
The
even
only one
further
is
cement
when it's in
Dr. Dre
Cali.
is the only person to perform. Dr. Dre and Snoop are the only people to perform in a state they're from, not a city, a state that they're from. Now, let's get to all the people from Louisiana who is also should be considered, since y'all want to talk about Wayne is New Orleans, like rap is the only music in New Orleans. Tim McGraw is from New Orleans, from Louisiana. Hunter Hayes is from Louisiana. Jelly Roll, who I would agree should probably do the Super Bowl, he could probably do Super Bowl New Orleans over Lil Wayne, is from Louisiana.
Isn't
And if
DJ Khaled from New Orleans?
I don't know where DJ Khaled's from.
I think he grew up in New
I thought he was
Orleans.
from Miami.
I think he grew up in yours.
He grew up in New Orleans.
Let me see.
And then to dive in deeper, GQ already said Wayne is a Packers fan. Wayne don't live in New Orleans. Wayne has been living in Miami for quite some time now. Now, let's take it even further because people was like, Wayne is New Orleans.
DJ Khaled from New Orleans.
There you go. Okay.
I knew
DJ Khaled would have been a good pick because he got so many songs that he has no business having because he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Besides shout his name and produce. But let's be serious here. People say, hey, what about New Orleans culture? What about Louisiana culture? Rap ain't Louisiana culture. Rap is New York's culture because that's where it's from. It's from New York. It was invented out there. That's not Louisiana culture. You want to talk about Louisiana culture? Zydeco, country, blues. So what are the litany of other artists that can perform Zydeco, country, or blues? Keith Frank, Tucker, Chris Ardion, King George, Cupid. And Cupid made the Cupid Shuffle. Come on, bro. Y'all got to stop this bullshit,
drop the
man.
facts.
Y'all got to
This man
stop
threw
this
his
bullshit.
tablet and his pen.
That's a new one. We can't even say mic drop no more. That man did a whole
Jazz too,
note drop.
Mulish, that's a good one too. Jazz.
Yeah, that's
too.
what I was saying. I said jazz. I was like, don't forget about jazz now.
I don't know if they put. I don't necessarily know if they put a jazz singer or jazz.
No, but jazz is huge in Louisiana, though.
But it is. Second line. Second line is another one. That's bruh. Y'all gotta stop.
I'm not gonna lie.
Just because it's in New Orleans, Lil Wayne gotta do. No, he don't. Nobody else performs in their city. The only reason why Dr. Dre got to perform in his city is because Dr. Dre was a producer that turned into a rapper later. Even if he wasn't rapping, they would have probably still booked him to bring out all the artists. Because I know one thing: if he would have brought out Suge Knight on that stage, everybody would have threw a fit.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm gonna say something really fucking off the wall, but in hindsight, maybe Suge Knight wasn't the bad guy.
Argument can be made it was probably Diddy, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Boy, when I tell you, I've been waiting on this moment all day to destroy all this bullshit. Man.
Yeah, like, but for real though, like, anytime that you saw Wayne on TV when he was on Undisputed, when Skip and all them was there, he never talked about the Saints. It was always about Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, and then Jordan Love in the Green Bay Packers, and then Brett Favre in the Green Bay Packers. Back, like, it's always been the Packers. So we got to stop this random, like, this uproar. Like, there are people who I'm like, listen, do you know why it makes sense to have Kendrick perform? Because Kendrick's on fucking fire.
Yeah, he is right now.
That's why.
He
was a part of one of the largest rap beefs in a long fucking time. And not only was he in a rap beef, it's who he was in a rap beef with that continues to make this as big as it is. People are so sick of hearing they not like us because it's that hot of a fucking track, even though people want to say what they want to say about it. But it's played everywhere.
You know we're going to hear it next year. You know he's going to play it.
Oh, he's going to come out to it, he's going to finish with it. But either way, we're going to hear it.
There is no
finish with it. People are going to explode once he finishes with that.
Yeah, so you have to understand, like, and if you watch enough Super Bowls, excuse me, for the most part, but
I put bluegrass on the country. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, but like for the most part, when they come up with these performances and these artists and stuff, like, usually it's somebody that's relatively hot. Even when they did the one with J-Lo and Shakira, it made sense. Shakira had a new album that it came out, and J-Lo was starting to pick up steam again. And of course, where they were when Katy Perry performed, there was levels to this. Like, we got to quit acting like the NFL is not a $1 billion corporation that don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to marketing and advertising. Like, they don't just pick random people to perform.
They
study demographics. They study the census. They know what's what. So it's like, make it make sense.
It's crazy. We had this conversation a while back about who could be at the next Super Bowl. I don't think nobody picked Kendrick Lamar.
No, we didn't.
No. I didn't pick Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole based on the fact that some people find them boring. Not me.
Boring.
Some people find them boring.
And that's
And they're
fine,
just-
but but you gotta understand, like, again, we talk about this, and this is where people truly need to get it. Oh, hold on. She said that J-Lo, hey, listen.
It doesn't matter.
J-Lo and Shakira was for the fellas. That's all.
Big facts.
Because
you know what?
all the acrobatics, all the stuff on the
Shakira
pole,
was,
listen, that was for the fellas.
Yeah, we was
okay,
in
let
there.
us have it.
I'm a co-sign that one with China because honestly, I feel like they both was past their prime when they did that shit. Like I know you said Shakira dropped a new album, but I felt like Shakira was hot like in 2004, 2005.
Hey, where was that Super Bowl at when they performed?
Miami, I believe.
That makes all the sense.
I want to say it was Miami.
Yeah.
If that's
That makes
Miami,
sense,
that
right?
makes
I'm pretty sure it was in Miami.
That
But they
makes all
both
the
weren't
sense.
hot at that point. Like J-Lo ain't been hot for years.
I mean, Shakira
Again,
is still fine, but
Hey,
I mean,
listen, I don't care.
Attractively, yes, but like, you know.
Hey, listen.
Okay. That
I'm not mad.
she said exactly. Them
I'm not mad
hips
about
were
it.
lying. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Okay, so
They weren't that
like the same way the J-Lo and Shakira didn't make any sense. I thought Madonna didn't make any sense. But when looking in hindsight now, as I sit back and think like, oh shit, it was in Miami, the J-Lo and Shakira do make sense because that's what their people are mostly in the US.
It's a demographics thing.
It's a demographic.
That's what
You're right.
it is a demographics thing. Like if you look at the vast majority of the population of Miami, it fit.
Yeah.
Is Dominican, is Cuban, like it fits. Is black, like it fits. It made too much sense. So even in New Orleans, dude, like that's the thing. New Orleans is we, of course, mostly you predominantly see African American, but there are a lot of white people in New Orleans too. So you really kind of got to walk that fine line. And for the most part, Kendrick has fans all across. Now I go back to what Mr. Gent, I believe, said, and what BJ Michael B said. Jelly Roll would have made perfect sense too, because of how hot Jelly Roll is. But here's how I see that, and I'm gonna raise you one level up. It should have been Jelly Roll and Post Malone because both of them are hot. Because Post Malone's country album that came out is fucking sensational.
Yeah,
like that two disc country album was sensational. So having Jelly Roll and Post Malone would have been an absolute fire as halftime show.
Honestly, I'm a co-sign that one. I feel like Post Malone could do the Super Bowl by himself one of these years. Like that nigga got a phenomenal fucking discography.
He could do a hip hop. He could do a hip hop country mix up, and it would be lit.
No, if they bring out Sway Lee for Sunflower, boy, what?
Boy,
people still sleep on that song for some reason.
I don't know why.
It's a banger.
It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song.
It is. So now that we've gotten that fun,
you know what else? There's a couple of other artists where I would prefer to see over Lil Wayne. Like Luke Bryan would be one. Ed Sheeran would be one. Like these are people that have worldwide fans, especially Ed Sheeran.
Mary, Snoop, and M made no sense. Snoop and M made perfect sense. The ties to Dr. Dre.
Mary was a little.
Mary made sense too because Mary got hits that Dr. Dre produced too. So
there you go.
I think Dr. Dre was the one that produced the Young and the Restless song.
Like it was it was an interesting mix of like talent, but they all had ties to like the genius that is Dr. Dre.
Right.
Yeah.
Even 50. Like they all did.
I'm gonna tell you what halftime show didn't make any sense. The one with NSYNC, Nelly, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. That shit was all over the place.
Yeah. And that's the other part. I'm glad Mooley said that because I was about to say that, but because Dre was also trying to put his people on. Because Dre has never been despite whatever the headlines and everything else say, Dre is not a selfish guy. Dre is about his people eating.
Yeah.
And it was a phenomenal show, by the way. For those
absolutely.
Yeah,
like the fact that he played that piano and did all that shit live, that shit was fire.
Can I make a statement that didn't make sense to me? That Hurricane Chris was so upset that they didn't put on for his people in New Orleans. He made
Hurricane Chris, you ain't came out with no music in so long.
So why are you so upset?
Listen, the last song that I remember Hurricane Chris on was "Drop and Give Me 50."
Mhm.
That is the last song that Hurricane, or the last
Okay.
hit song.
Well,
Hurricane
is it that, or was it Headboard? I don't remember which one of them came out last.
It don't matter. A lot of people
That's true
don't
though.
know.
Either way, it was
This
right
is
around.
a good one.
That's a
Oh
good one.
my God.
Man,
Yes.
they
T-Pain got
still,
some bangers.
they really won't. They will never truly give T-Pain his flowers.
T-Pain his
Like
credit.
they just
Nah,
won't.
man.
He deserves it, but they won't. They won't get that man his
It's
flowers.
crazy because T-Pain can literally get up on stage and do all his songs without auto-tune.
Yep. And they
Oh, he
be
can do a
shocked.
lot.
Now,
Listen,
let's just be honest here. There is one man who deserves to do the Super Bowl over everybody else.
Chris Breezy.
Chris
Sorry.
Brown is that guy because they already let Usher do it.
Chris Brown. Put that
But
man
I
on
don't
stage.
I'm just gonna say it like this. I'll give you the hot take. If Chris Brown performs, Chris Brown will do better than what Usher did.
No,
You're not wrong.
facts. He has something to
For the
prove.
Super Bowl? Absolutely.
He has something to
Absolutely.
prove.
I think he would kill it. I think his choreography would be better. I think some of his songs hit the crowd better, even though I love Usher. Usher's one of my favorite artists of all time. But there are certain songs that Chris Brown has done that touch the entire world in a way that some of the songs that Usher did, like yeah, times 3 is a fire ass. That is a club anthem.
Boy,
That is
when
a
he
club
brings
anthem.
out out Pitbull on stage,
like a song like Wall to Wall, which was also one of his best choreography videos. First of all, was phenomenal. When he did "Gimme That," the remake of "Gimme That," when he was in the bank, like
this is exactly why
Smooth Criminal, like Chris Brown would murder a Super Bowl performance.
This is exactly why it would have made perfect sense for Chris Brown to do New Orleans Super Bowl because he has the collab with Wayne. He came out Young Carter, hotter than everybody would lose their freaking lives.
The problem is that man's image
Facts.
is just that man tainted himself, unfortunately, and I feel like people never really forgave that man.
But they forgive everybody
it's been 15
else.
years.
No, we forget. We forgave Rihanna. We're gonna forgive Chris too. We're not gonna act like Rihanna didn't play a part in that whole controversy.
Rihanna started beating on
like
him
we're
first.
not gonna let that slide. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna let that slide. Fuck that.
Can't never do it.
I'm gonna say this: the worst halftime show recently. That damn Maroon 5 one was some ass.
Oh God, that was atrocious.
I forgot it even happened. I had to look at it. I was like, this shit really did suck. This happened. And I like Maroon 5.
Yeah, I do too, but not for the
Who was there with Maroon 5 when they did theirs? Was that Bruno?
It was Big Boy and Travis Scott.
Yeah, Travis Scott. There you go, bro. I can't remember.
Look, one of the first ladies have spoken. That's why I said I'm not gonna let y'all just let Rihanna off the hook. I'm sorry. Like there are certain scenarios where in that scenario where the male is 100% wrong. This is not one of those scenarios. I'm not saying they was on some Ike and Tina Turner type shit, but Rihanna is not exonerated from that scenario because that's a hell of a
Maroon 5.
No, we were talking about how bad that Super Bowl performance was.
Maroon 5. We love Maroon 5, but at the same time, that was terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to bring one more point up with Lil Wayne.
Hold on. Hey sis.
Oh my God. I want to bring up one more point with Lil Wayne. And I want to make myself perfectly clear because some people going to feel like I'm capping, but I don't care. The person y'all want Lil Wayne to be and put on for your city and this and that and live there and all that stuff is exactly who Jadakiss is for New York. Literally. Jadakiss still lives in New York on the same block. He's still out there in the hood all the time. I've been to New York several times and I've seen Jadakiss just chilling outside the apartment. Just kick back, chilling, and he always puts on for New York. That's who y'all want Lil Wayne to be so bad for New Orleans, but he's not.
Yep,
he's not.
So, 100%, and I'm glad that we did that. So, I'm gonna save that topic for towards the end of the show. I want to get into this one because this one kind of hit. And it's only getting worse, but it happened over the weekend, and it still relates to football, but it's not the main topic that we'll talk about. We'll touch on that in a minute. But it's the fact that we have another Deshaun Watson situation
Man, come on.
that happened on Sunday. So we have a case that goes back to 2020 of sexual assault and battery, I believe is how it was written. So that happened.
Oh Lord.
And so of course, he's denying allegations, all this, that, and the third. And I wish I would have had it saved because actually, hold on, I'm about to pull it up. I know where it is because
They said it was sexual assault and battery.
it's not that. It's the fact that he literally he damn near put himself on Dumbass Millionaires because of what he said. They asked him about another allegation or this, that, and the third, and he's like, how do you? He's like something like the way he answered in like the most disrespectful way possible. Like it was just dumb as shit. I wish if I find the article, I'll post it in the chat for y'all. But the fact of the matter is this: you dug this grave. You dug this grave. Like, and I'm gonna say it like that. You, sir, you dug this grave because this is my problem. Let me put this comment up here real quick. So this is my problem with individuals like this. When you got this much generational wealth, even before this contract, Deshaun Watson was making pretty damn good money in the NFL. Let's not pretend like he wasn't. He was also being regarded as one of the top 5 quarterbacks in football. All this stuff was going in the right direction. DJ Michael B, you're going to remember this very well. You and I have talked a lot about the culture. And we have said this, and I want to make sure everybody hears this because this is probably the truest statement that me and DJ Michael B have ever said about the culture. But we are the most self-sabotaging culture on the planet. We can have everything at our disposal and find a way to shoot ourselves in the fucking foot. And that's exactly what he did. He shot himself in the foot, then put his foot in his mouth all simultaneously. And that might be a kink of his, but that's neither here nor there.
Wow.
I have a controversial opinion about why that is. And I might get some flack for it, but fuck it. I'm going to say it. I feel like we as a culture, when we finally make it and we fuck it up for ourselves, I feel like it's because you could take the nigga out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the nigga sometimes.
First of all, Deshaun Watson is not from the hood. Let's just start with that.
Not even close.
Deshaun Watson is like from like similar upbringings to John Morant. That fake ass gangster.
You know where this nigga from? He's from Gainesville, Georgia.
Oh,
okay. He probably from the suburbs of Gainesville, Georgia, though.
Yeah.
It looks like a nice place to raise a family. It looks kind of fucking
Gainesville,
boring.
Georgia is a nice place. That's as long as he was living in the suburbs.
But I mean,
it's
I feel
okay.
like
YouTube might not want y'all to be great, but we got y'all. We're gonna put y'all up on screen, ladies. All right, y'all our first ladies. We're gonna make sure we take care of y'all.
But I do feel like, as a general statement, like I feel like a lot of cats who make it don't have the right mentality to be successful. Like, yes, they have talent, but they don't have the mentality. They surround themselves by the wrong people. They still trying to appease niggas who don't deserve to be appeased. Like John Morant, why are you trying to be a gangster when you're from the fucking suburbs? You got an in-ground pool. Like, motherfuckers out here, we had to go to the fucking apartment complex pool. What do you mean?
Facts.
You gotta hop the fence. You gotta hop that fence.
Yeah, but let's just take it a step further and let's get to the crux of the situation. Here's what it really boils down to. A lot of us, when we get that level of success, we feel like we got a seat at the table with those who are untouchable when we don't. You become that much more of a target because they know the minute you fuck up, you lost it all. You ain't got that protection like others at the table. And y'all know what I'm referring to. I'm trying to keep it PC right now. So I don't need
kind of like with Michael Vick and that incident he had, and that kind of just tanked his career from there.
Yeah, but see, his situation, his situation was bothersome, but not to the degree of some of these other instances that we're referring to. Like, yes, I got it. There is a group of people that love dogs more than they love children. Got it. Cool
Those
story,
same people
bro.
love dogs more than they love niggas. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Sounds about right.
Cut the cameras. I'm done.
I'm
Nice
done.
alley-oop right there, Michael. I see what you did there.
But because I mean, let's not forget, there's this guy. His name is Ben Roethlisberger. He had some scenarios that happened while he was in the NFL, but he clearly got to finish his career unscathed. Like there's, but then flip the script on him. All of a sudden, Greg Hardy does some shit. Greg Hardy's out the league. Ray Rice does some shit. He's out the league. Let's not pretend like we don't see this amazing disparity that goes on. Even Colin Kaepernick, who didn't actually break a law.
He didn't
actually break a law, because there are people that do much worse than what he did that are living just fine. He just expressed himself and it upset the Shield. Let's just be real. That's what it was. It had nothing to do with, he didn't break a law. Even me as a veteran, I'm like, do I like it? No. Do I want to destroy him over it? No, because I know what I signed up for. I understand what the amendment rights are, and I get that. You have the right to do what you must. And he did it in one of the more, I wasn't as opposed to it as most. I wasn't. He took a knee, whatever, bro. It is what it is. He didn't do something outlandish. He didn't make a bunch of noise while it was going on. He even took a knee in silence. The reason it didn't bother me as much is because most times when people take a knee, they're also praying. So you have to look at it from multiple avenues. Because remember when Tebow was Tebowing, he notoriously went down to a knee as a religious thing. He went down, put his head down. It's a religious thing too. So it's like,
that's a good point.
I took it for what it was. It wasn't as offensive as people, took it to, because there are people who say and do many, many worse things than what he did. But that's, again, what are we talking about? But if you got $230 million like he did, fully guaranteed, you better wrap yourself in a motherfucking bubble.
Facts.
Like you got generational wealth.
Oh boy.
Like you have generational wealth to take care
What's
of
up,
you,
Jazz?
your kids, and then some. Like you got generations of kids and people and your family tree that are set. And you out here, I can't even say fumbling the bag because it's worse. You ain't even fumbling the bag. It's so much worse. You basically sacrificing the bag at this point.
Big facts.
Like just because it's guaranteed don't mean they're not gonna guarantee recoup that shit. So make it make sense. Yeah. What Moolid said. That's why I wasn't like, I get it. But yeah, but the fact that happened in the midst of what was a pretty exciting week one of NFL football with some craziness happening. Sucks to suck for some of y'all's fantasy teams. I know y'all was upset. I know. I was one of them. All right. I won a matchup by 2 points. Came all the way down to the Monday night game. I was up by 40-something points. And Christian McCaffrey went out, and this motherfucker picked up Mason. And between Mason and Debo and whoever and Kittle, he damn near came back and beat my ass. And I was finna cry. It was one of my money leagues. I got $1,400 on the line I'm trying to win. And I would have been hot in the 45 had that happen. But it's okay. I also took an L from Mel. Yeah, that round, that was a nice little bar. I was salty about that in our Dynasty League because his fucking kicker put up like 26 points because he had Moody. And I had fucking Aubrey. And my kicker put up 24 points. His kicker put up 26. But I had some other players on my team that did not perform to the standard of a championship team. Like we not defending the crown over here and shit. But it's okay. It's okay. No, look at that. Our first ladies over here connecting on social media. Y'all so cute. We love y'all.
Let me tell you, bro. There's nothing more aggravating than putting up the second most points in a paid league and still fucking losing, bro. Yeah. I still lost, and I lost by 0.14 points.
In the in the Veterans Dynasty League,
bro. Literally, one catch would have gave me enough points to win this damn game, and I put up more points than everybody else, other than the person that beat me.
The catch, the one catch that Brandon Ayuk had is what helped me win by 2 points. All he had to do was catch one of them touchdown catches, not have been straight. But that one catch kept me ahead. I was very, very, very salty about that. But it's okay. Like I said,
And I'm very mad because I didn't listen to Mr. Gent. I should have played Xavier Worthy, and I did not play Xavier Worthy. And if I'd have just played Xavier Worthy, I'd have put up the most points. I'd have put up 189 points.
Listen. I played Rasheed Rice.
You hit the nail on the head once, bro. Relax yourself. Okay.
I would say I should listen.
No, relax yourself. You hit the nail on the head once. Speaking of, we didn't do whatchamacallit last week. We got to get on it. We got to get on it at some point this week. Brews and Qs. We did not get to do Brews and Qs last week.
Yeah, we've been behind on the one, mostly we've been behind on the production of it. I haven't even put the I haven't even put the video together for it. I ain't get.
Oh my God.
They over here trying to connect on social media, so they having technical difficulties.
So, how about we just pick the Thursday night game for tomorrow while we're on football?
Well, we got and it's a division. It's an AFC East divisional game. Oh, and by the way, Cincinnati Bengals fan, eat that, bitch.
I'm not a Bengals fan, but Joe Burrow is the reason why I lost that damn game.
Hey, I didn't. T. Higgins didn't even play. T. Higgins didn't even play, and I needed that. But shout out to my New England Patriots. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to my Patriots for taking care of business. Christian Gonzalez, thank you for being healthy this year and continuing to shut down number one receivers because he has a track record. I'm just saying. I told y'all we stole him in the draft.
My boy Ramondre came through in the clutch for me, man. Ramondre Stevenson. Good game.
Yeah. And
so what's the game for tomorrow? Let's pick it.
Buffalo and Miami. The game's in Miami.
Oh my God.
That's a rough one.
So I'm just gonna tell you, I'm taking the Miami track meet in that game. I don't think the Bills defense is ready to keep up with the high-powered offense. Don't let that game against Jacksonville fool you about Miami. Miami has now Raheem Mostert is out. Achane is questionable, so that's a thing. But I still think between Waddle and Tyreek and the new guy they drafted, I forgot his name. There's another receiver they drafted. They'll be fine. I think the Miami track meet will win because I think the defense will basically play Josh Allen almost like you will play the run. They may stack the box a couple times just to kind of confuse him. I do like the rookie Keon Coleman. I'm a fan. I am a fan. He definitely showed up and showed out. I drafted him in Dynasty, and I was happy for it. So I like what he's doing. I like Shakir. I like Shakir last year too. So I think Shakir is coming along very well. I would like to see them. I'd like to see them involve buddy they got from Washington because he's a bigger body, and Josh Allen needs a big body receiver anyway. So it makes sense for him to have one. He said, first of all, the Saints did not have the best game of the week. They beat up on the worst team in football. Stop it.
Yeah, they did.
Carolina is absolutely hot doo-doo juice.
All right,
the win is a win. The win is a win.
Wait. I'm not going to let you know what? I'm on the podcast. I'm not going to let you get away with this because last year, all you did was trash Derek Carr. Now you sitting here, Saints had the best game of the week. No. Take your ass back into hiding. Go back into hiding because last year you didn't want to say nothing besides complaining about Derek Carr being the quarterback when I told you Derek Carr is okay. They just need to build more things around him. He can't be the best player on your offense. Talk to shit, Willie. I don't even know what that means, Moo.
Yes, we know that y'all smoked them. You're supposed to smoke them. Carolina has been irrelevant for the last 6 years.
Since Cam left.
Like irrelevant. Like the only other team that was as bad as them was the Giants. But we knew the Giants were going to lose. We already knew that.
Okay,
so you get him butthurt. You get him butthurt.
Pump your brakes.
No. I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying it like you think I'm saying it. They were playing against Minnesota and Brian Flores.
I know how you're saying it. So I know how you're saying it. But I don't want Willie talking shit. I don't want Willie getting here talking shit. Like, what about your Giants though?
No, but I get you. But is the Brian Flores defense against a quarterback that is not very good against pressure? And Brian Flores is like one of the most blitzing defensive coordinators outside of Steve Spagnuolo from Kansas City. That was a recipe for disaster from the jump. Why do I know this? That's why I started Minnesota's defense in fantasy. I already knew what the fuck was going to happen. So that's exactly what happened. The offensive coordinator did make a difference. And I hope like hell that Derek Carr, one, stays healthy, and two, throws the ball to freaking his main target, Shaheed, that he should have been using last year. Like, yes, obviously Chris Olave is Chris Olave, but Shaheed is that dude. That boy had a 55-yard bomb of a touchdown, and that was like the only relevance he had in the game. Like, bro, get that ball to that man in space and let him go to work. What are you doing? And get a ball to Juwan Johnson, your big ass 6'6", 265-pound tight end, bro. What are you doing?
You mean the one that I stole right out of everybody's hands in fantasy?
Hey, I stole him in Dynasty. I feel you.
Hey, everybody was pissed in that. It was like, yo, he took my guy. It's like, yeah, because y'all didn't draft him, and I knew he was going to start. So
he kept falling. He just kept falling. I didn't need him because my tight ends group was straight, but he kept falling in the draft. Like, I was like, yeah, but it is what it is. So let's get to we'll call it the main.
For what it's worth, I'm picking Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's true. The O-line do suck. But yeah. Yes, you got Miami in this game too?
Yeah, I got Miami in this game too. I think Buffalo lost too much in the offseason. Just post. Okay, yeah, because your TikTok didn't show up on here either.
Unmute yourself.
He said,
my bad. But no, I feel like it's gonna be. Shut the fuck up. My bad. It's gonna be a close game regardless. Even though it's a Thursday night game. Know Prime has been kind of shitty on Thursday night games.
Hey, listen, this is actually a fire ass Thursday night game.
It's gonna be a good one. If the Bills do win, it's gonna be by a short margin. But I'm gonna give it to the Dolphins. I'm gonna give it to the Dolphins.
Bum. Outlaw is focused right now.
Yeah.
Big fact.
Oh man, I done told y'all talk about football, and I don't even watch it like that. So I ain't gonna sit. I don't even go here. You right. You absolutely right. I don't even go here.
He said I don't even go here.
I'm not gonna act like I know what the fuck y'all talking about. I'm gonna be honest about it. So I'll be here when y'all get back on topic.
Oh no, we about to make the transition to the main crux of this, because this is where Gentleman's Talk gets to do that thing and have so much fun, because yes, Inside the Huddle will probably talk about it, but we get to dissect it in a way that relates to Gentleman's Talk specifically. So check it out. All right, so y'all already know, if you see the real talk come up, you know we about to get deep into some shit. We about to cook. The cast iron been hot this whole episode, and we about to make that bitch sizzle. All right, the cast iron stay sizzling around here. It stay ready to go. So we're gonna get into it. So let's talk about the most controversial thing that happened all weekend outside of Deshaun Watson, which is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was on the way to an NFL game to play against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he was stopped by the police, and he was pulled out of his vehicle in an extremely unnecessarily aggressive manner. And he was, for lack of a better term, he was soft abused by this overly aggressive police officer who just felt like he had to flex his muscles. And really and truly, to me, he came off as one of those guys who got bullied in school and finally got a little punk ass badge and thought he was somebody special. And that cop has now since then been put on, I think, not administrative leave, but like basically desk duty, basically, because for some reason he was pissed off. Maybe it was the Miami humidity. I don't know. Whatever it was, he had his motherfucking panties in a bunch, and he just felt the need to flex his unnecessary powers, because he also put Calais Campbell, who was like a 6'6", 300-pound man, also in handcuffs as well.
6'9". 6'9".
Yeah, somewhere like that.
250.
Large human being.
Large.
For lack of a better term. But Jonnu Smith was there as well on scene. He didn't get put in handcuffs. He was in his car. But you hear Tyreek Hill literally, sitting there saying, "Hey man, don't leave me, man. I need y'all." And at first you only get to see one viewpoint, and then after the game, A day later, the body cam footage comes out. And boy, did y'all watch that body cam footage?
Fully.
Because that shit was like epic. Now I get it. You know, he may not have gotten out of the car as fast as that police officer may not have wanted him to, but it still didn't warrant you opening that door, ripping him out of his vehicle, and essentially wrestling him to the ground because he didn't fight you.
He didn't
fight you. And he also told you, hey man, I just, he had surgery on his knee in the off season. Like, man, like what if that cop had been overly aggressive and tweaked his knee and he ended up not playing in that game?
They would have lost.
Like, it's not even that they would have lost. I'm not even worried about the game at this point. I'm just thinking about the situation as a whole. And he was right in his post game conference when he said, post game conference. Yeah, that's what right. When he said, what if I wouldn't have been Tyreek Hill? What if that would have been just a regular everyday Joe who got arrested like that? How big of a story would it have been? Noah Lyles has signed off on it. And he's like, I see what I would fear for my life too. Like, what if that had not been a prominent athlete? What if that had been just a regular Miami citizen and that same exact scenario happened? One, would it even have made the news? Let's just start with that. Would it have even made the news? That's the $1 million question. But the reason that this story was moved over to the Real Talk is because somewhere there is a disconnect between the police and the culture. And we have got to figure out why. Like, why is there such a pins and needles, walk on eggshells, walk on thin ice relationship between law enforcement and the culture? And because I do try to figure this out. Like I even me growing up, I don't take any chances. When I get pulled over, I'm tell you exactly what I do. I put my hazards on, I turn the car off, I roll my driver's side window down, and I drop my motherfucking keys outside the car. I put my driver's license on the dashboard, and I put my hands on the steering wheel. That is what I do when I get pulled over. Even if I know I was probably like speeding or whatever I was doing, I don't move until certain instructions are given. Point blank, period. I don't take no chances because I have to think about, one, I need to come home to my wife and kids. So I am not taking any chances. I'm not saying any, like, I take the Shannon Sharp approach because he even said it too. He's like, I say the least amount possible. I keep it respectful and I don't say a lot. Hey, sir, do you know what you were doing? I was like, I don't, sir. Oh, you were speeding. I was like, oh, no, sir. Okay. I'd keep it pushing. Like, I don't want to make that officer uncomfortable. I don't want to make myself uncomfortable. I don't want to come off jittery. I don't want to come off in any type of way. So at some point, we've got to figure out, and I think where'd Mel go? Oh, so yeah. Which, here's my problem with the second part of what Mel said is, my guy, even if you're not a football fan or a sports fan, Miami's not that big. So you're going to know who your prominent athletes in a particular city is. Because I'm going to equate it just like this. This would have been the same scenario as if a prominent Miami Heat player like a Dwayne Wade or Udonis Haslem or somebody would have got pulled over and abused this way. Tyreek Hill's been in Miami long enough to where you know who he is. He's from Florida. Like, let's not pretend like this is new. Like, we know this. So you know his face. He has a very distinct face, first of all. He does. I'm sorry. Tyreek Hill has a very distinct fucking face. And he's all over the news for having like 500 kids. So, like, even if you don't know him, you know him in one way, shape, form, or fashion, So, all right. So Mel said they cooking on Friday. Let's see. China said, okay, so them two talking about being chefs. They having a whole other conversation right now in the chat.
Well, yeah, because I went to her page and I was like, oh, I didn't know Jess was a cook.
And then look, I'm a Southern woman. Oh yeah, no, look, facts. Oh Lord, look, no.
Oh my God. I'm gonna chime in on this real quick because I
Go
really
ahead.
don't
No,
have
y'all throw y'all reactions out there.
I kind of don't have a lot to say on this one because I think there's blame to go around on both sides. With if you watch the video, it looks like Tyreek put his window down, put his just enough to give the license and registration, roll his window back up. I would just like to say there is no law saying that you have to have your window down. Number one, there's absolutely no law saying you have to have your window down. So we can go ahead and scratch that there. But it was also said, well, the cop didn't know what was going on in the car and this and that. Okay, you didn't pull me over for nothing that was going on in the car. You pulled me over for speeding. Mel pointed out he was speeding in the construction zone. 100% illegal. That's right. So he did deserve to get pulled over. But let's say, look, I'm a supervisor at work. Okay. And you just gotta sometimes you have to know how to de-escalate the situation if you're a cop. And that's where stuff gets lost in translation. Like the cop was definitely on a power trip. In that video, you can tell he was on a power trip. Was he wrong for feeling the way he felt? No, but there's no law. There's no law saying. Is that a Las Vegas thing? Is that a Nevada thing? Because from what I understand, you put the window down and you could put it back up after you give him your license and registration, which he did. You do not have to keep the window down. There's no law
roll the
saying
window
you have to keep
down.
the
I
window
give
down.
my information, and then I put the window back up.
You do not have to keep the window down. That's not the law.
It's hot in
The law-
Texas. I'm not doing that anyway.
Like there's no law that says you have to. I mean, you could even open the door, give them your license and registration, and close the door back. They don't know if your window works. Yeah, like literally. So I think there's blame to be put, a little blame to be put on both sides, but the pulling him out the car the way they did just because he had the window rolled up, the guy was definitely on a power trip. Like, I don't have to put my window down. I don't have to. You didn't say there was suspicion of drugs. None of that. You asked me to provide. You asked to provide. I mean, you didn't even ask. I had the license and registrations there when you came up to give to you because obviously Tyreek was like, "Damn, I got caught. I was speeding." So whatever. Come on, man. Like the cop was on a power trip. He didn't de-escalate the situation any kind of way. I think they took excessive force, but I understand the cop getting aggravated because he felt like Tyreek wasn't being cooperative, but there's also no law saying to be cooperative. But I'm just like Mr. GQ. I will put look, I don't even have a problem handing my license and registration to a cop if I get pulled over. I put my window down. Here you go. I pulled you over because of this, this, and this. You got any warrants? No, sir. All right, I'm going to go run your stuff real quick. Okay, cool. Got to give you a ticket because you was speeding this. All right, cool. I'll see you in court. Boom. It's done. But some people just, they gotta try and make a point. They have to try and make a point. Problem is, if you're not in law, you probably shouldn't be trying to make that point. Just stating the facts. Okay. Like, you probably shouldn't be trying to make that point. A lot of, I call them Facebook lawyers, got a lot of y'all confused. Okay. Like, if you're going to do stuff like that, you need to know the law. You need to know the law 100%. The cops don't know the law 100% because if that was the case, he wouldn't have flipped out the way he did. And he can't. Mel, I feel you. I just acknowledge that. But just because you told me I have to roll my window down, he didn't have to. It's not a law. Would I have done it? Yes. Would GQ have done it? I believe he would have. Would Mr. Gent done it? Yes. But you don't have to. There's literally a picture on Facebook where a guy wrote out a whole thing, sticks it on his window, and puts his license and registration outside in the windowsill. Like, no, I don't want to talk to you. If you're going to give me a ticket, go ahead and give it to me. And So what if it's a bro? You're not being. See, here we go again. He wasn't being detained. He wasn't being detained. Like if somebody at the stop sign comes up to you and knocks on your window and tells you put your window down, are you going to do it? If he's not an officer, no, you wouldn't. That's the reason why the law is a law, because it could be somebody impersonating an officer. That's the reason why the law is a law. Literally, anybody can get red, white, and blue lights and flash them hoes on their car, especially with ghost cars. All you need is a Tahoe, the lights, and a switch to make the lights work.
All you need is to buy a Tahoe from a police auction. It already looked like the cop vehicle. They just took all the sirens and stuff out, but it ain't nothing to get on Temu or Amazon or whatever. And you know,
I'm trying to say, like, I feel you, but it's not a law. Like, that's the biggest thing here. It's not a law. I'm not saying Tyreek didn't make the situation worse. I'm not saying the officer didn't make the situation worse. I think they both pushed it to a point where it shouldn't have gotten to. Literally. That's all I said. I did not say I disagree with you, none of that. It's both ways. Both sides could have made the situation better, but both sides decided not to. And this is what you see. And the fact that they put him on the ground. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you've been to Miami during the summertime. I don't know if anybody wants to be bent over face down on the concrete in the summertime in Miami.
It's not even that. It's the
No,
way.
did he? Hold on now, pause.
It's the way that they did it.
God damn,
that was it was unnecessary the way that they did it.
It was unnecessary.
You could have just, if you was going, you could, all right, cool. You put him in handcuffs. Every time we've ever watched Cops, the show, they normally put your handcuffs and sit your ass on the curb. That's it.
Right.
They put him face down on the ground in a very aggressive manner, which was very unnecessary.
I'm gonna take it there because the way the way Mel talking, hey, bro, there are people that shot up schools that come out of the school and get better treatment than what Tyreek got. And that is plain simple facts. They took one of them to get something to eat, bro. They took somebody to get something to eat after he shot up the school to de-escalate.
I know what you're talking about. That was the incident where the dude shot up the church and they took the nigga to Burger King afterwards, something like that.
Yes. Like you can't be serious.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Go ahead.
Mel, Mel, you said he told him to get out the car 5 times. He told him to get him. He said, roll down your window or I'm going to get you out this car. And all you heard was Tyreek in the car. All right, I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out. You know what? Get out the car and open the window. I'm going to open the door. Already. That's within 5 seconds. And dragged him out the car already. Yes, he said he tweaked his knee, so he's not going to get out the car fast. It's a low car. So he's not going to get out the car fast. So he's trying to get out. But y'all didn't give him an opportunity to get out the car. Y'all didn't give him enough time. Y'all didn't give him the chance to get out the car.
We've all seen the body cam video. I watched it
multiple times.
Okay, this right here. So what? Why risk being shot by not listening? School shooters have been let walk free, and you want to talk about why risk being shot? That's the fucking problem right there. Why would he get shot if he's not being aggressive?
And I want to say this. Look.
Okay, yeah, I do kind of agree with the one about him. I do kind of agree with this one. Lies about it. No, the knee surgery was real, but I get you getting out the car slow because of knee surgery. Right. I get that. I get that point. I do get that one. So
my thing is, it's okay to be afraid of the police officers. He knocked on the window. He's like, "Hey man, don't knock on my window. It's a expensive car. I get that. Yeah, you could be. They're calling him ignorant for like, oh, why he talking about the window? I mean, it's an expensive car. He spent his money on it. He wants to be treated nice. He rolled up the window. Once they started telling him to roll down the window, I'm sure he started calling his agent just so he could have somebody on the phone with him while this stuff is going on.
Well, he was yelling. He was yelling when they yanked him out the car. He was yelling to Calais Campbell and Jonnu Smith to call somebody.
Yeah, but he was already on the phone with somebody. Yeah, I'm sure when everything was going on, he was calling somebody before he did anything else, which is what I do. Every time I get pulled over, I will call somebody. Hey, stay on the phone with me. Because I fear for my life. And then once they tackled me onto the ground, they arrested me. And then they didn't even give him a chance to really sit down before tackling him to the concrete. Like he's like, "Hey man, I just tricked my knee. I just got surgery on it. I'm not gonna sit down faster than everybody else." Again, to go to another instance, as a teammate, I'm gonna pull over. I'm gonna check on my dudes. That's my brother. At the end of the day, I'm gonna pull over. I'm gonna check on my dude. And they ain't gonna get mad at me. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" But at the same time, all the police officers weren't on one accord. You had this one dude going on the power trip, and the other dude trying to de-escalate the situation. The dude on the power trip was not de-escalating the situation at all. He wanted to go on his power trip the whole time. Because what was the other dude that was in his car?
Calais Campbell was there, and Johnny Smith was there.
Johnny Smith. The fact that the other police officer said, "Hey, go. I need you to just drive up the street." He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave." Then the other one with the power trip say, "No, I want your license and registration immediately." He's like, "Well, he just told me to leave." He said, "Well, now you're dealing with me now. I want your license and registration." He's like, "Man, I'm trying to leave." So you're like, "Okay." They end up getting his license and registration.
It's right at two different things. Okay, so you're saying what you want to do and what's right at two different things. He has a right to leave the window up. It's not required by law to put your window down.
Right.
That's his right.
What parts am I skipping?
You talking about skipping parts? That's
they asked him to leave. He asked him to leave. He's trying to listen to what Tyreek's saying. He's like, "All right, let me like, oh, okay, I'm gonna call him right now." The old dude's asking him to leave as he's backing up to his car. At the same time, I'm afraid of police sometimes when they're getting loud and aggressive with me. I'm gonna move as slow as possible. I'm hands up. He's walking back to the car. He's listening to what the police officer is saying, but he hasn't got back to the part.
And more importantly, the way that Mel is portraying right now. Yeah, I'm coming for you today, Mel. I wish this was inside the hood and you was face to face with me right now. I'm coming for you today. All this other nonsense about he should have cooperated, this and that. Why did the police officer get so mad that he wouldn't put his window down? If I put my window, if y'all put my window back, if I put my window back up and I don't feel safe and you're knocking on my glass and you're getting mad just because I won't put my window down, you did not tell me I was suspicious of drugs. You didn't tell me I was suspicious of a handgun. None of that stuff, which means I wasn't being detained. Here's my license. Here's my registration. You got both. Go run the damn plates. Go run the license or whatever you got to do. Bring me my stuff back. Give me a ticket and I'll go on my merry way. No, Tyreek put the window back up and the cop got aggressive first. Literally. But you're completely skipping over that. He was just mad that Tyreek wouldn't put the window back down.
He didn't need to put the window back down.
He didn't have to put the window back down.
When he gave him the license and registration, he said, "Hey, understand I'm speeding. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do." He kept saying, "Hey, okay, I'm getting handcuffs. Do what you got to do. Give me the ticket. Go ahead. Hurry up. Like, I got somewhere I got to be." That's pretty much how the situation went down.
Power trip.
Mm-hmm. And this is why I had to move it to the real talk. I knew how this was gonna go, so I'm with that. So that was great. So good stuff. Good stuff. And of course,
no, Mel, you're crazy.
This conversation will continue. This particular conversation will continue on Friday with Moolage and Mel on Inside the Huddle. They'll take it. We've started the process of peeling back the layers of onions, to quote Shrek one time for the one time. They'll keep going deeper into this layer process and probably get a little bit more heated, but it's cause for the situation at hand. There's going to be lots of different viewpoints. Depending on how you want to look at the situation, kind of pick your poison. I'm not gonna. I felt the one thing that the Mel did say that I'll agree with is that everybody in the situation was wrong altogether.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
but
for a fact.
it also, but at the same time, you go a couple comments after that. What Moolage said made the perfect sense. Why are we holding citizens to a higher standard than officers of the law when officers go to school to learn and understand the law? In a situation, even if you as an officer are quote unquote possibly fearing for your life, let's just start with that. Then since there were more than one of you there, one of you go to the driver's side and one go to the passenger side, like we've always seen. And keep it that way. Now you've got two sets of eyes on the person at hand. However you need to do it. That's what they do over here in Texas anyway. Sometimes if you get pulled over and there are two cops in the car, one goes to the driver's side, one goes to the passenger side, so that one can, it's just part of the process. So you just kind of let it happen. You go about it, but nobody had to get any level outside of cordial. I think that whole situation could have been handled in 7 minutes or less, and been on and popping. In just a minute, baby. That's just the way I see it.
My mom
yes,
did not
my
raise
parents
me
did raise me to respect authority, but
my mom
disrespect is not going to be tolerated.
Correct.
They also taught us not to let ourselves be disrespected.
I'm trying to tell you, my mom raised me to respect those that respect you. No excuse for bad behavior. Nobody's making okay, but you're making an excuse for the cop being on the power trip.
That's bad behavior. A power trip is bad behavior.
We literally just sat here and acknowledged, was Tyreek wrong in a way? Yeah, because he could have just put the window down. But Tyreek started to disrespect. How did he start disrespect when he put his license of registration out when they asked for it?
Yeah, he put it all the way down.
Literally.
He said, all right. He said, you came for speeding. He handed the license plate. All right, do what you got to do. That's what he said. Do what you got to do. Then he rolled the window back up. So he thought it was gonna be a quick process. Like, all right, do what you got to do.
They take your information, go back to their car, do what they do, come back. You roll the window down. You take ticket, sign for the ticket. Well, I think now in Texas you sign on a digital thing and they like print the whole out right there in front of you, and then you take it and you get on about your business.
You don't. But
that's at least what they do in Pasadena around here.
But again,
I got a digital printed ticket in my hand. That shit was crazy. I was like, yo, this is insane.
So when I'd say the second time he knocked on the window, I had to say, hey, for my safety and my partner's safety, I need you to roll the window down, just so we can know we were good. That's it. That's only statement that could have been said. That could de-escalate the whole situation. But he got
yelled at him. Put the window down. Like, come on.
Yeah. So
that's what happens when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
And then again,
like Herm Edwards said, if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, get back in the bed and come out on the other side.
Yeah, he said he's getting out. He's getting out. Then you proceed to open the door and drag him out the car. That's what I saw.
Unnecessary. But like everybody kind of said in the comments, let me go back to, here we go.
Talking to
agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. Agree.
Because that's kind of where it is, but I get it. Everybody's gonna stand on it differently. We are, and it's fine. It's perfectly fine. It happens. I'm gonna keep an eye on Friday. I want to see where the continuation of this conversation goes, because Mel and Moo that's gonna be the whole show. They're gonna go ham on that after they talk about week one and the recap of Thursday. But I'm gonna start with Outlaw Prime over there. Let me get your closing thoughts, sir.
I feel like this was a very healthy debate. I feel like y'all did pretty well, not, getting heated and going at each other's throats over just different opinions. I feel like we've lost a sense of civility when it comes to discussing our differences and different viewpoints. So kudos to y'all for not getting ignorant. I really mean that. I'm not trying to just be a dry dickhead about it, but as long as we can all agree that pineapples don't belong on pizza, we can all get along.
No, we ain't agreeing with that shit.
Yeah, you got some head on that one. I know Michael.
We're not going to start this. We're not going to start this shit right now. We're not going to.
Well, you know what, Mr. Michael, if you got something to say about
that shit. I did say something about it. I did say something about it.
Y'all can talk about that in the chat. We're not finna have no 2-hour show today. Damn it, some of us got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, get ready for the gym. We're not finna do this. All right, we're not gonna do this. All right. Fuck that. I'm a moderator. I will mute you motherfuckers like around the horn. I will mute y'all. Stop it, Mr. Jim. Your closing thoughts, sir.
Yeah, man, it's not a good show. I like this. But in all actuality, for black men out here in America, protect yourself. Do what it needs to be done to protect yourself to make sure y'all get home safely. Don't do too much with the police officers that gonna give them a reason. So here we go. But yeah, another good show. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Facebook, all that. Yeah, go ahead.
DJ Michael B. And don't talk about fucking pineapples on pizza. Just closing thoughts. Leave it where it's at.
I knew.
Thank you,
was gonna
Jess.
say something.
Thank you.
I knew Jess was gonna say something.
She says it does belong on
Does
pizza.
belong to pizza.
Oh wait, I
but
thought you said doesn't. No, never mind. Take my thank you back.
you can't fucking read. God damn.
I have a Texas education. Fuck you.
Okay. Besides the pineapples do belong on pizza thing, it belongs with baked chicken on pizza. But nonetheless,
You might as well
it was
put
a good
fucking raisins in your potato salad, nigga.
I'm about to mute this nigga Mike my damn self. Okay.
Oh no, we done got controversial.
Yes, it does. You see, anyway, look, hey, good debate with Mel. It's always good to see both sides of a back and forth without getting disrespectful. I wish Lil Picante was on here because I would have smoked him. Also, I think we all did a good job of saying why Lil Wayne should not do the halftime performance. And this is not us saying he shouldn't be featured or somebody from New Orleans shouldn't be featured. This is us saying he shouldn't be the headliner, right? I want y'all to understand that we don't want Lil Wayne to be the headliner. He shouldn't be the headliner. That's all we're saying. And it's good to be back.
Glad to have you back.
Even though Outlaw full of shit, it's good to be back.
I thought we were done with that. I thought we dropped the topic.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna let y'all cook. I'm gonna let y'all cook in the chat.
Segment next week. Put in your segment next week for what grinds your gears, bro. How about that?
No. I'll get on. Hold on. I got this. We're going to do it very differently. So because of what has happened in the chat and the controversy of Outlaw getting slightly unhinged, next week's episode is literally going to be the Food Wars. The Food Wars. This just happened on the spot. This is a Johnny on the spot situation. Food Wars next week. Sugar on grits, salt and pepper, pineapples on pizza. We hitting it. All right.
I know what
we hitting it. So listen.
The big back battle. God damn it.
Hey, battle of the big back. So here's what we gonna do. All right. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is how on Gentlemen's Talk we come up with shows. So everybody's got homework, and the homework is very simple. Everybody bring 3 to 4 controversial food takes. And we're gonna discuss. That's how this whole show, no script, just pure reaction. That's it. Point blank, period. Everybody bring some controversial food takes, and it's going to be on and popping. Clearly, pineapples on pizza is already on this menu, and so is sugar on grits. So go ahead and those are already on the table. So chat, by all means, make sure y'all jump in for that one. So that's going to be fun. And I'm looking forward. Look, and somebody said, hold on, did we see cheese on grits? A little sugar and a lot of cheese. Okay, we got sugar and cheese. Okay, we got some.
You never put no cheese on your grits? That's crazy.
Cheese and grits, yes, but not no goddamn sugar. Just
man,
sugar
I like my grits. I like my grits with shrimp, but that's neither here nor there.
Come on.
But that's how we're gonna do that. So the Food Wars, the Gentlemen's Talk Food Wars, is going down next week. I'm looking forward to that because I'm gonna feel like I'm on my big back shit, even though my back is only big because of muscles. But that's neither here nor there.
Y'all leave Unc alone, man.
Probably was growling with a black and mild poking out his lip.
Shot of Laportier on the side
with a honey pack. All right, let me stop before we lose some shit. All right, we trying to gain sponsorship, not lose none. So. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all. Chat, man, we love y'all. Mel, we always love you. Keep doing what you're doing. First ladies, Jess, China, keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all the best. Moolage, appreciate you, big bro. Hey, Johnell, appreciate you for hopping in. Willie, hopping in. They still look. This is happening. Y'all see this, right? They still looking for this Gentleman Talk After Dark. So what'll end up happening? This is how we structuring this show. Just so y'all know, I've been brainstorming. Okay, one of these Wednesdays, we will start the show later, and that will be your cue that we are doing a Gentleman's Talk After Dark show. That's how we're going to do this. We're going to have ourselves a late night special, to quote Pretty Ricky one time, which means our show will start in like that, that 10 o'clock window probably, and we'll leave it at that. Leave it subject to imagination. There will be no script. There won't even be topics. We just going to start talking, and it's just going to get crazy.
Mhm.
Just be looking out for that. That'll be fun.
I'm gonna just say this for all these pineapple eating women. You know what? Let me stop. We're trying to leave.
Yeah, shut your ass up and let's go.
I'm trying to think. Look, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And as per usual, we are
Motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long. Get burdens I've outweighed. When you see me in my zone, you can bet.
You saw China's comment.
hold on.
You saw China's comment.
Which one? The later?
Yeah.
Wait,
Today was only 8:15. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, ain't too bad.
But she said, "How will we know?" Oh, you gonna know. We just gonna call it talk after dark. That's how you
wait,
don't
she
know.
said we still on?
The comments still coming in because you're still live.
Cool. Oh, it didn't even end the damn stream.
I'm glad we didn't start saying some outlandish shit.
Oh, we should have started saying out